Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning, July 21st. This is the second video I'm doing today. I'm doing some cards because it really doesn't have anything to do with the first video I did. So let's see what is going on with the collective right at the moment. One of the things that I would like to say is I feel like I have talked to a lot of people lately that seem to get everything. Now, does that mean the majority of the people get everything that's been going on, or have I just collected them in my life? I don't know, but I want to know, tell me, let's see, let me think about how I want to say this. Where does the, okay, there's three, I'll take them. Where does the collective stand on the truth? Where does the collective stand on the truth? Current, like, full truth. Where does the collective stand on the full truth right at the moment? Okay, I got lots of cards, so let's do this. I got the Lovers in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Sun upright, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and a Nine of Wands in upright. Okay, let me think about this. You know what? Let's just do some clarification cards. Clarify the Lovers card. There's three that came out. All right, let's see what it says. So the Seven of Cups upright, Empress in reverse, and Queen of Cups. Oh, well, the first thing that I feel like I want to say is the collective is having a hard time with their emotions going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and they don't understand why. My computer's making noises over there. I'm going to say that's a sign. So the collective is, their emotions are kind of like back and forth and all over the place, and I don't think they understand why. Part of it is, in my belief, it is probably stuff coming from the universe, the sun, space, all of that stuff with that. It is affecting their emotions and they don't understand why, but I feel like it is a lot of grieving that is coming out and they don't even realize it. I feel like I want to say it is oozing out of their skin and out of their pores. They don't realize that they are grieving right now. So there's a lot of collective people that maybe hiding secretly and crying during the day, or crying a lot and not even realizing what is causing that. It's because their subconscious is starting to understand what is going on. So those who like felt a certain way for a long time or believed a certain thing, their subconscious is starting to kind of like it's kind of like the light bulb in them is starting to turn on, only they don't know it yet. So the energy in their bodies is shifting and changing. It just hasn't kind of hit up here just yet, so they haven't mentally figured it out. But their body and their soul has started figuring out. So we're probably going to have a lot of people that might be acting a little like weird. And when I say weird, as in emotional, grumpy, grouchy, flying off the handle really fast or for no apparent reason. Part of that is because there is a high amount of stress in their body, in their soul, and that's going to start coming out. So if you notice that, feel that, see that, know that's what that is. It is your soul is starting to seep out, and it's starting to heal the grief. That might also be why I have had all of that heart chakra, the heat in that is, you know, and I even thought about this morning. I wonder if it is, you know how steel can be in, you could have pieces of steel in separate pieces, and you could put it all in a thing and like melt it, and then you have one piece. That kind of feels like what is going on with the heart chakra, is maybe it is the pieces of fragmented soul coming in for those of us that are having that weird hotness in the heart chakra. It is bringing all of those fragmented pieces back together, and it is like melding that together and bringing that back into wholeness. Okay, the Nine of Cups is in reverse, and this is what it looks like. It's like she's throwing up all these cups, and it looks like she's excited. What I feel like I want to say is, there are people that are really, really wanting to get excited. They have seen something happen, and I feel like it also has to do with their soul and their intuition. It's kind of like their intuition has been telling them certain things all of this time, and suddenly they're starting to feel better, and they're wanting to get excited about that, but they haven't seen like the one thing where they can start jumping up and down for joy and go, oh my God, it's finally here. It's finally here. For those of you that do watch Phil Godlewski, he posted something on his Telegram channel that said he was going to do a live last night, but we are literally in the middle of some event, and he wanted to wait until that was over. So maybe it's all this stuff that's going on at the White House. I don't know. The sun is in upright. You know what? We always like seeing the sun in the upright position. So I'm going to say, I just want to say that there are people that are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I have moved into new earth. I feel like this move is going to be the best thing for me. This morning I had the epiphany about the fragmented souls. So I cannot be the only one that is feeling like I can finally breathe, that the worst of it is over, and I'm starting to feel much better about it. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So the first thing that I see when I look at this, it looks like someone has money like falling out of their backpack. I'm getting hot. You know, I always get hot when I do these readings. It feels like he's got money coming out of his backpack and just going out the window, but this was in reverse. So I am going to say something has happened for some of the collective where there's been an ease in some of the major money going out. Something that they were paying money on is paid off. Maybe some of these people's credit card bills went to zero that we've talked about. Whatever it is, it feels like there was some communication about money in a good way, not a bad way like we've just been kind of used to getting. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Now, when I see this in the upright, it always looks like she is getting in lots of information and lots of ideas. I'm gonna say at the moment, see, this is like it goes good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Just like that first one was with all the emotions. Queen of Wands. That's about like forward movement and ideas and action. It still feels like she is in a little bit of a holding place in that. But there are people that are sitting there kind of dreaming about the future. It's because they can see. It's like they're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And even though they're not out of the tunnel yet, they are starting to maybe see some trees in the foreground or in the horizon, or maybe the sun is starting to peek out. So even though they're still kind of in the depths of it, they're not quite there yet. They are starting to be able to take deeper breaths. They are beginning to feel that some of this pressure that we've all been under is starting to be released. So I think that would be a lot of with our guides and ascension and bringing in stuff and just letting us know that we are out of the worst of it. I feel like I just want to say the majority of us are out of the worst of whatever we have all been going through. And if you are not feeling that, we need to figure out what is causing you to still feel like you are in the worst of it. Is it what you are listening to? Is it what you are watching? Is it who you are hanging out with? Do you need to set boundaries for yourself to get any of this negative whatever out of your aura? That might be what part of the problem is. Okay. I want to do the work your light. I want to see what the universe tells me about things for the next week that we can do to continue on the path forward. Reminders. Just give us some reminders of things we need to keep an eye out for the next week to keep moving forward, to keep our head up, not down, to see the positive. What can you give us for the next week? There's two. Let's get a couple more. The first one is awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. Okay, so we're going to be integrating a lot of these downloads that are coming through. I feel like we have a lot of help from our guides, from the sun upgrades that are coming in, all of this stuff, even though it's been kind of painful when it's been coming in and we felt tired and exhausted, it's for our benefit. So some people are going to still be physically integrating that stuff. Some of us have kind of gotten through the worst of it, because I'll be honest, I feel freaking great today. I have slept like a rock the last 4 nights, and the Oregon pyramids and stuff that Veronica sent me might be part of the reason why that's happening. The priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Well, for me, that was the last video I did where I just kind of got the epiphany of what my mission is with the fragmented soul stuff. So, okay, let's get a couple of more. What are we looking for the next week or so when it comes to just moving forward? Keep our head moving forward. We're moving out of the worst of it. I definitely feel like that is the case. Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. I feel like this is like messages for me. I don't know if it's for you guys, if you guys are onto this or not, but all right, let's do the next one. What else is going on that we should know about the next week, just to keep our head up, to keep moving forward? Kind of like what's being worked on? There we go. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? I'm going to say there's a lot of you people that do not know what your mission is yet. I feel like that is probably going to be coming in soon for a lot of people. You're going to get the downloads, or you've been working on something for a while. You didn't necessarily know what you were going to do with it, how you were going to incorporate that into your life, but maybe you're going to get that epiphany or the light bulb that came on like me for this morning, and suddenly you're going to know how that is going to work into New Earth, the next chapter in your life, helping people, healing people, or whatever. So I feel like a lot of you people already have that kind of in your peripheral vision, and it's just a matter of time before they finally go, okay, here's the rest of the puzzle, so you know what to do with it. And then I've got some ascension cards here, and I'm just gonna anything else that the universe would like to tell us to keep an eye out for, or just think about over the next 7 days. Maybe, if anything will come out. That one does. Angel energy healing. See, I said we are on the way out of the worst of it. As the collective, there's still a few people left behind that are kind of like, oh, and they don't know why. Oh God, cut your cords. I also feel like I would say cut your cords, and that has to do with the fragmented soul, is kind of like get that pulled back in and then cut the cord to that lifetime, or people that like pulled part of your soul to them and bring it back and then cut that cord so they don't have access to it anymore. Breathe and become aware. I feel, and when I say there, over the last month or so, there were days that I would be like, I couldn't take a full breath in. I feel like because I was so tight from stress, and now that things have kind of started working itself out, I'm like, I am able to breathe much better. So if you are at that point where you're like, feel like you've got some anxiety in your chest and stuff, and you're not being able to breathe, you're holding on to some sort of tension somewhere. That also reminds me of something. All right, I'm going to bring this up in the middle of the cards. This happened earlier in this week. I had a guy that came in, and he is trying to sell some commercial property, and he had stuck it with another title company, and the day before, he came into mine to see if we could close it quicker. And I talked to one of my gals. She's like, by the time we do the search and we do probably not. In reality, we are not going to be able to close it any faster than the other company. And he made this comment about, oh my God, like the world's about ready to go to shit any minute. And he goes, I want to get this thing closed. Well, he ended up getting a lecture from me because I was like, you need to let God go, let it go, and let God and surrender to this. You cannot control the outcome. And usually what happens when people try to control the outcome is when they screw things up because they wanted to have it their way and God had a different plan. So, I gave him this like lecture, and I said, I bet you didn't know you were going to get a lecture when you came in here. And he goes, but I needed it. So I left him kind of like, just leave it alone. I said, you may not know, and in 2 weeks, if something falls through, you may go, oh my God, that was the best thing that ever happened. Let it go, and just let it go into how it's supposed to go, and quit trying to be a control freak. Anyway, that's off the subject here, but let's get one more card for up there. You are ascending. Yes, I feel like we have ascended. Or at least I have ascended a lot since that 5/5 portal in May. I remember when I came out of that portal, and I think it happened over a weekend. I think the 5th was maybe on a Friday, if I remember correctly. And when I came out on Monday, I had jumped timelines. I felt like a completely different person. So I feel like we are jumping. I don't know about everybody else, but I feel like I am jumping fast and a lot lately. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a good weekend. And again, I did 2 videos today. So one was cards and one was talking about fragmented souls. And I hope you all have a good weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.